Hello, Korina. Thank you so much for joining me today, beautiful goddess.
Absolute pleasure.
Goddess vibe to you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's have a delicious conversation about our intuition, about how we live from this knowingness. But let's rewind it back a bit. So you started way back in the beginning with the Joyful Goddess, and we just touched on the intuition then. And now you've completed the Intuitive Goddess, and your knowingness has. So tell us a little bit before and how it is for you now.
I guess with the Joyful Goddess, I went through that real low to come out on the high, and you kind of come up there and you're sitting in this happy zone for a while, but you don't know how to progress and how to maintain it. And then you go into the Joyful Goddess, and the Joyful Goddess taps on so many things like correspondence and vibration and all our energy, and that we're all one, you know. And I think I said it to you a couple of times in the course. I know, but now I really know. And I don't know if that makes sense. It's one thing knowing, but really knowing is a whole other thing on a deeper level. And I think that's what I got out of the Intuitive Goddess. You know, I have that intuition that I was tapping into for so long. And I said to you before it that I hadn't had a dream or a vision for a long time. And even coming out of the Joyful Goddess, although I was happy, I still didn't know where to go to find my comfortable. And by doing the Intuitive Goddess, you go so many layers deeper into the joy that I find that when I do the meditation and I need to go back to that unhappy place, I never, ever go back to where I was, that super low point. But, you know, it's still like an onion. There's so many layers. I'm only tapping into that, you know, that first one that was really affecting me at that time. And I got so much power from that and tapped back into my intuition, and my dreams and my visions are coming back again, which is just wonderful. And I'm able to trust myself, what I believe, but also I think one of the biggest things I learned is don't worry about other people. Worry about what gives me happiness and what gives me love. And when I'm feeling love and joy and happiness, so are those people around me. So I don't have to worry about what they're thinking.
Yes.
It was just such a light bulb moment, you know, like always like, oh, what are they going to think here? What are they going to think there? And then suddenly it's like, I don't think that anymore. I'm happy and I'm joyous and excited about things. And that just generates out onto other people. Yeah. Yeah.
Big shift there, Korina. Huge shift.
Oh, massive.
It's like you're owning your intuition, you're owning your joy, like you're really claiming it.
Yeah. But you also gave me the tools to find it again. And it's not like you find it and it's there permanently. You practice things that keep it there. And they're the tools that you give, are those tools of how to go there and find it again. Because it's like anything. It's like exercise. You don't just go for one run and that does you for the rest of your life. You know, practice these things. And when you're practicing it, then you're practicing joy and you're practicing love. And then you're being joy and being love. We're one. Energy, what is within is without.
Absolutely. And you've got it. Like, absolutely what you're saying. It's all that inner world, that loving yourself, intuition, love first, like all of that. And that brings us into a different place of being and living and loving life.
Yes. So true. And also those moments of gratitude. I think when I started the Intuitive Goddess, we got that little time sequence, you know, which is T was what you were thankful for, I was something inspiring, M was meditation, and E was exercise. And I think I religiously did that for about, I'd say about 4 weeks. And then I got to the part in the course where it says that you need to live it, not just write it. And I'm like, well, I'm sitting back and reflecting on my day, whereas I should actually be recognizing those joyous moments when they happen. And I spend so much of my day, and I was driving here at the Gold Coast today, just going, so much gratitude. The architecture, the shape of the buildings, the blue sky, which we haven't had in Cairns, the ocean, the moon, you just feel the joy and happiness without having to sit back and reflect on it. But I needed to practice understanding it to actually start living it. And now it's part of my daily practice. I take the time, to be grateful and joyous and thankful for everything that happens, even the little things in my day. Sue's opened up her house for Colin's birthday tomorrow, and I'm just so grateful. She's just such a generous person, and you remember to actually say to them before it happens, thank you. I really appreciate you. And I'm learning to do that more and more and more, to actually say the words, not just think them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's just a potent way of living, isn't it? And
It
being in the moment and seeing the beauty and the magic around you, like being able to receive the wonder and love.
Yeah. Heaven is now.
Heaven
It's
is
not when we die, it's now.
It is. It's happening right now. Absolutely. We're living in heaven.
Recognize it around us. Yeah.
Wow. So I was going to ask you, what's your biggest takeaway, your biggest life lesson? But I think you just said it. Heaven is now. That's a huge life lesson.
Well, it was that vision I had. Remember, we went into that meditation state, and I said to you, we went into that place where the joy and the love and the light was shining, and it just kept spreading and spreading. And then suddenly all these goddess women in my life were flowing at me in a positive way. They were just bombarding me, and I was like, and I said to you, I've known I've got wonderful people around me and supporting me, but to see them in that vision at that moment, it just blew my mind, because you are just in awe of what you've got around you. So but then you begin to really know. And when you're bombarded by that vision, you're like, oh my God, wow, you're just full of love and gratitude in that moment. And that was my turning point, my absolute turning point in the whole course. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a light bulb moment, Mm.
And I remember that light bulb moment for you, like you were like just struck.
It's in awe.
You were in awe. You had experienced something so sublime.
Yeah, brought tears to my eyes. Yeah, just repeating what I had experienced, because I felt so much joy. I was emotional. It still makes me emotional thinking about it.
Me too, just hearing you talk about it. There's so much potent medicine, isn't there, that we can tap into and we can be a part of and access any time of day.
Yes. And I think the intuitive goddess has really cemented our sisterhood of support. We're communicating more and more as a group, because we've got this joyous group of people who've celebrated the same celebrations but differently, but we've all had this wonderful journey together, and there's like this moment's happened and that, and you just want to share the joy. And these girls are feeling the joy because they understand it. You don't often get that with other friends, because they think, what's she on about? They don't understand. But you get this circular group of girls that understand, and they're there just like this little bowl of energy to help you and nurture you and fill your joy fuller than it already is, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's truly magical living from that space, isn't it? It changes your world.
Yeah, it does. It changes your world, your language, the way you respond. And I've also noticed too in the past where somebody's thrown something at me and I've gone, that's a little bit aggressive. I haven't done anything to you. And instead of having that response, it's like, oh my goodness, I wonder what's happened. I had someone come to me the other day and they were really aggressive because they were stressed. And in the past, I would have just seen the aggression. But now, because I have this joyful and this understanding that it's not about me all the time, that we're one world and the energy is vibrating, and that person's particular energy was their fear, was that's what I could feel, not their aggression, their fear. And I said to her, just take some really nice deep breaths. It's okay. You have time. I have time. It's going to be okay. And she calmed down, but she was dropping things everywhere. And it was like, quite aggressively, but that's because she had so much fear of the situation she was going into. And it was nice that I could actually talk her down from that rather than be confronted by it. It was really nice. So we learn to share what we've learned, take deep breaths, calm down, everything's going to be okay. You can share your knowledge in simple ways. Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just taking a moment just to take it in because it does change lives, and you start to recognize instead of rising to someone's aggression, you rise and you acknowledge their fear or their pain that they're in, and that allows you to come and meet them in a different space of, we can do this, let's take a breath, it's okay.
Yeah, because just knowing that somebody says it's okay and that you're breathing and you calm down. Oh, she was so nice. She was just a different person by the time we'd got to the end of the process, So it was really, really good to see it in practice, and that's that, like I said to you, that sisterhood, looking out for each other and protecting each other. It just doesn't have to be in our little circle. It's with anyone you meet, it's nice to be able to share the knowledge you have and help people. Yeah, it's really, really amazing. Yeah,
totally. Share the goddess love. Hey, share the
yes.
goddess light. so good. Oh my goodness. And it's those little moments that count, isn't it? They really make the difference. Like, you can learn this stuff, and when you're in a good space, it's easy to take on. But when you're confronted in those real tight spots, to actually remember and apply,
yes,
it's magic. It changes the situation.
Well, you've opened yourself up to love and joy. Now you have to make sure that channel remains open when you're not practicing, that you, like you said, in those moments where you're confronted, I actually stopped because I'd done one of the meditations that morning and you had said, remember to be thankful throughout the day, the practice of thank you, thank you, thank you. And when I got confronted by that, I was like, this is one of those moments where I have to stop. What are the words again? Tosca, please forgive me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. That went through my mind.
Yes, that beautiful Ho'oponopono. What is it? Please forgive me. Thank you. No, please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you.
Yeah. That was it. That went through my mind, and I thought, once I can feel that, I can share that, because instead of going, oh my God, that person's being really angry, they have no right to do that, I could sit back and breathe that moment. Those thoughts went through my head, and that's when you can turn it around and go, no, it's not about me. This person has a fear they're confronting, so it's okay. Yeah. Being able to recognize the moment and turn it.
Absolutely. It's potent because you can use it in the day, you can use it in those moments, you can use it with the people that you meet, but also your relationships change because of this, because you're changing, they change. And
absolutely.
It starts to ripple, and you feel the depth and the ability to connect to people on a deeper level.
But even your communication in your own personal relationships with your partner and your children, you know, where once upon a time, oh, it's a safe zone, I can get angry here, I can be me. You think, well, that's not my right to do that. I still need to be joyous and warm and loving and not careful, that's not the word, but joyous and loving and thoughtful, rather than, oh, I'm home, I'm safe to relax. So it kind of expands into your whole world, which is really nice. So the language you have with your partner is better too, and your children. And I've been trying to talk my daughter into meditating, and because I said to her, if you can do what I am doing at 50, you'll be a million light years ahead of me and so much happier in life, you know. So yeah, you definitely want to share what you know, and people recognize it. They see you change. The amount of people have come up to me and say, well, you're just different. I don't know what it is, but you're really different. And others have, you know, picked out, oh, I know you've been working with Toster. I can see it, you know. So it's reflecting my joy and my love and my happiness is reflecting in my behaviour, and people are recognising it. It's really nice. And it's nice to know. Yeah.
It is.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's such a beautiful journey of reclaiming ourselves, you know. It is a reclamation of our joy and our love and our life. Yeah. Beautiful. So you have said a lot, and I think the words that you have already shared are so magical and so, you know, potent, that the next question I want to ask you is, what words would you share with other women? But I think you've already shared them. I think you have really dived deep and shared your journey.
As is above is below, as is within is without. Those, once you understand the true meaning of that, wow. You know, they're simple words. And I remember when you used to say it all the time, I used to think, oh yeah. But then when you learn, you know, heaven is on earth right now. It's not there waiting for us. It's happening now. And whatever I am feeling inside, I will be sharing and reflecting out into the world that I live in and the people I surround myself with, you know. It's just joyous. It's beautiful. Yeah. They're the words. As is above is below, as within is without. Yeah.
Oh.
Perfect.
I don't know what else I can say. It's just been a beautiful conversation, and thank you for your truth and being so authentic to share your joy with us and, you know, the world. So I really deeply appreciate your time and your energy and your determination, commitment to you, you know, because this takes deep soul work. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes that strong, loving commitment to ourselves.
Practice, like anything in life, hey. It just doesn't happen. Got to work on it, hey. But this smile, this is permanent. Oh dear.
Love it. So thank you so much for your precious time. I will look forward to seeing you very soon, and have a glorious afternoon.
I will. Thank you. Big love.
Love.
Ta-da.